military, meaning flying, which is the flying world. Well, two come readily to mind. We used to do a nice landing at Caymanas airstrip, a very small airstrip, where we'd get two jeeps, put them at a certain angle, a light power up, and a lantern powered up, and one down there, without lights or anything. Or we'd be landing there at night, in the dark, military approach. Well, one night we were doing on exercise, another aircraft, fixed wing with me, and an helicopter flown by Bob Nish, former Major General and Chief of Staff. He was the second commanding officer of the Air Wing, officer to command the Air Wing, took over from me. And the first aircraft landed and was backtracking to take off again when the helicopter was coming in to land. Now this over, Central Village, by called Sufferers Village there. The helicopter coming over to land, and the helicopter, of course, had to hold off. So he stopped and he hovered there for the other aircraft to take off. Then he went in on his normal approach. Now I extended my downwing leg to come in, and when I came in over where the helicopter had been hovering, there's disturbance, and the aircraft had about 3 other men. The aircraft just fell out to the air. And I had my hands on the throttle, and full throttle, and I climb out, and I climb out through a tree. I just brushed through the top of a tree. And then we had an English major there assisting us at training, and he said, okay. I said, a tree hit me. What's happened there, Victor? I said, a tree hit me. So I said, order aircraft, stand by, okay, you come in and land. I said, are you crazy? Land now to come now. I don't know how damaged my aircraft was, with my landing gear had been damaged, but I was still airborne. So I took a tight turn. I didn't go too far out from the strip and headed back to Palisades, where there's crash tender and the ambulance. But if I tried to land and I'd say my undercarriage was damaged, broken off, which narrow strip in a flash, I'd have gone into the fence. And there's no ambulance, no fire truck or so. So the decision is the first time the major really made a complaint. Because I headed back to where it was safe. And when I decided to land, slowly I had given the soldiers the escape how to disembark from the aircraft, and slowly came in and drew my control up, and the control froze. Heavens. So I put in power again, and I turned off. I don't know what the damage was. Took off again. And again, this time I kept a tight turn as near as possible. I didn't want to go down and see out by Palisades near the airport. And I came in and I let it down with power, reduced power, a technique, and it came down and landed. Okay. What had happened, a piece of the tree limb had stuck in the elevator. So I couldn't come back. I was limited amount to come back to the actual land. So I had to keep it in its landing position and let it down by reducing power. The other incident was that I was doing a morning exercise where to look for terrorists in the Blue Mountain Peak, and I'm going up the Yellows Valley. I'm on one side of the valley, clear air, at about, we're about 4,000 feet, clear air, and there's ground fog below us. And all of a sudden, I sucked down, downdraft on that side, sucked down into the clouds, flying blind now. I'm in the mountainside, flying blind. Don't expect any time to hit the hill. So I slowly turned the 360 and slowly got back out to where I'd come from. And going around there, I had no control of what was going on there. Any minute I expect I'd hit the mountain in the blind. And by turn, I reached the other side of the valley. There's a hub draft, put me out right in the good, nice sunshine. So came back, and that's the day I grounded the airwing. Nobody flew for that day again. The airwing was out. When the Colonel, Brigadier Colonel Robinson said, what is about the exercise, the afternoon exercise? Look, I said, Colonel, you're speaking to a man that was nearly dead a few hours ago. And there's been no more flying. I got away with my life, and that's enough for today. And I grounded the aircraft. I went across the club and had a few drinks with everybody. There it is. I had no control over the condition. Normally, in a situation, you can control, but you knew nothing, and the fog in the ground, the fog heading for the mountain, with the mountain to hit you anytime, or vice versa. That was it.
So there were no more...
No more flying for the day. Let's stop flying the way and close them for the whole day. Nobody flying, not move. I escaped with my life.
So were there any more narrow escapes?
Huh?
Were there any more narrow escapes or military?
No, minimal, you know. Nothing much. Coming in here one night, I used to keep my airplane over there, one of my planes. And I lined up at night without lights coming here on Flagstaff mess that they wanted right here inside the headquarters. And just I came over the fence, I remember, and quickly adjusted myself. Otherwise, I would have landed possibly in this building. No other. In the Atlantic for the submarine to public strike, the same thing waiting for the mountain to straight the mountain while I'm slowly turning around, and then we're up, just one opposite to what suck it down the side, fling out into good bright sunlight. Up there, up.
Okay, sir.
And each time Bob Nish was there, he was flying the helicopter otherwise. I said, Bob, I'm in trouble. And downdraft in clouds. And I tell you, I put on full power, climbing out, but it's still sucking you down. And next thing you can stall, you try and pull too much, but you still put on the power, and you put up flaps that you could fly a little slower. And then turning out into good fresh air. Home, dear home.
Yes, sir. It was a pleasure having you today, sir.
Again, thank you, sir.
Good, Victor. Thank you.
No, man.
Thank you, man.